Being able to film by yourself in an effective and interesting way, it's a valuable skill that empowers yourself, whether you're a professional filmmaker, you're a hobbyist, or you just want to document your life. Whether you're wanting to work in bigger productions, you're not always able to hire talent, models, actors. Being able to film yourself empowers you to practice your filmmaking regardless of the situation. As your work involves more and more crew and more people, there are more complications, communicating, logistics, but filming yourself, whether you're filming by yourself or you're filming yourself, there's something simple and pure about it, no matter what level you're at. And even these days, more and more people are doing it for multiple reasons. But what I'm talking about specifically, practice your storytelling, practice getting reps in, experimenting with different cameras, different lenses, different lighting. It's completely up to you what you want to do with it. And I think that in itself, that freedom that you have by yourself and just you and your camera, it really simplifies filmmaking in a world where it can be kind of overwhelming with all the new tools and all of the different techniques. So in this video, I really just wanted to make a simple breakdown because even myself, I have a lot of mental blockages to shooting stuff. Filming by yourself, it can be intimidating, it can be simple, but it could also be very complicated. Today, I'm going to break down 5 tips to hopefully make it less stressful for filming. The first tip I have here is the location. There's a construction site right here, so the audio hopefully can be salvaged. Just like when you're filming with a crew and when you're filming with talent, you want to strategically choose your location, which will make the logistics easier and make your life a lot easier. Ideally, it'll be more quiet, have good lighting, and that's why for a lot of my YouTube videos, I choose to shoot outside. This way, I can just use natural light. Sure, it's not gonna be the most aesthetic. That's the first tip. I'm gonna go a little bit further on this is if your goal is to be consistent, maybe you should just film it in a room in your house. But if your goal is to film by yourself and make it look as good as possible, then that's when you should scout and you should find locations that look good, choose times of the day when the lighting is good as well. Second is acting. Whether you're filming yourself or you're filming by yourself, if you're in the frame, you want to improve your communication skills, practicing talking to myself, talking to you guys through a camera. If you're not talking, if you're filming your daily life, pretend like the camera's not there. In documentary style, the camera is basically a fly on the wall and is observing. When I'm filming myself filming, which is very strange thing, for demonstrative and educational purposes, it's highly effective. Just do my best to frame it. It's always going to be a constant battle. I don't own any autofocus lenses, so when I'm filming myself, it's always purely with manual lenses, which makes things a little bit trickier and getting the framing right. It's okay. Not everything has to be perfect. Just shoot it, edit it, and upload it and share. But acting will definitely elevate the quality when you're filming by yourself. And I'm not an actor. All I can really do is act myself. If you are an actor or if you're interested in acting, then that will elevate your work to the next level. Second tip, act if you can and within your means to help further communicate the effectiveness of your piece when you're filming by yourself. Third tip I have here is focal lengths. The easy card that everyone chooses is to shoot wide, especially on YouTube. We'll shoot 16 to 35 millimeters on a full frame. But I challenge you to not just stick to the norm and to go longer than 35 millimeters. So I actually really like the look of 50 millimeter on a Super 35 sensor. It can make the face more flattering depending on what your face shape is. For these talking head videos, I'm just using a 14 millimeter lens on the bmpcc. And it's not really 3, I think it's 2.8 if I remember correctly. 2.8 times 14. So I'm at roughly 39 millimeter right now. But if you have autofocus lenses, and I'm pretty sure most of you do have autofocus lenses, you have no excuse to not shoot with 50 millimeter, 85 millimeter, 135 millimeter, go crazy. The diversity of shots, having diverse shots, layers of shots, different focal lengths will make your piece much more interesting. And the last 2 tips, minimizing obstacles and barriers. So filming by yourself, it doesn't have to be a heavy, complicated task. And that's why I choose to shoot with the original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera with a zoom lens. It's a very compact package. And I'm using this old Sony recorder for audio, and it's not going to be the highest quality, but it gets the point across, especially with all the AI tools. Lately, I've been using AI tools for audio, and that's actually the 5th tip here, is the audio when you're filming yourself. And if you're filming wide, 16 to 35, the camera is very close to you, then sure, you can probably get away with a shotgun mic. But when the camera's further away from you, I learned this tip from Brandon Lee. When he's filming with his gimbals and running around, he would just use this Sony recorder with a lav, and he would just lav himself to get environmental sounds. If you're filming yourself, the same applies, especially with longer focal lengths, 50 millimeters and plus, where the camera's maybe a little bit further away from you. You want to get the microphone as close to your subject as possible. That's why I'm using the Sony recorder, even though this crazy construction zone next to me is making so much noise. If you have any questions about filming yourself, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. It can make your visuals more relatable with a human aspect. So if you don't always have actors or talent around you, the best way to do it is to just film yourself. If you have any other tips for filming by yourself or filming yourself, please leave them in the comments below. I hope we can have a discussion. But what I found is it's best to keep it as simple as possible. Just a camera, a lens. You don't even have to use extra lights if you don't have them. If you do have equipment, then it's a good opportunity to be able to practice and use more tools. For example, I usually use my little Blackmagic bmpcc OG, but for this talking head, I'm able to use a 7-inch monitor that I don't use that often. That's not gonna go in the video. Thank you.